So no one finds it weird that, I mean, I've been on TikTok 24/7 because I just can't believe that the earth is doing this. And like simultaneously, some parts of the earth are still functioning as if the world isn't ending. It's like so bizarre to me. Why aren't we talking about that festival? That festival that was originally not supposed to be set up 3 miles outside of Gaza. Why did it move all of a sudden? I don't know how permits work there, but like I know here in the United States, you can't just set up a stage without a permit, and you can't move it without like it being approved by somebody. Who the fuck sets up a festival for peace 3 miles outside of an open air prison? That's A. B. And at this point, I'm speaking to people who have been in abusive relationships. Is this not, because this rhetoric is every abusive man I've ever been with. Physically, literally punching me in the face and then telling me to stop hitting myself. When you raise children in a state of fear, in a state of victimization, having kids train for the military and that be like the law, like at a certain age as an Israeli citizen, you have to be military trained, is insane. Military training alone causes post-traumatic stress disorder. So what you're telling me is that you have a bunch of Israeli children with weapons who are suffering from the stress of being in an abusive relationship with their government. I mean, let's be real, they're not discussing it because Netanyahu put a hit on his own people. He doesn't care. Psychopaths don't care. Everyone is vermin unless they are a reflection of themselves. And the second that you stop mirroring them, you are vermin too, and you are done. Bye. I don't give a shit. He has said before that people are collateral damage. If you think he thinks that only about Palestinians, you need to read a book on psychology, because that's not the way the fucking mind of a lunatic works. You have one of the most advanced militaries in the fucking world, but you allowed parachute pirates in your fucking airspace, and you didn't evacuate the people at that concert before they were more than like 300 feet from the ground. What are you saying? You can spot the bombs and rockets apparently coming from Hamas and counter them, but you didn't see hundreds of fucking toy soldiers coming from the sky in broad daylight. You're a fucking liar. From what I see, there's been little speak, care, worry about the hostages that were taken from that concert. Israel also considered them collateral damage because now they're mixed up with the Palestinians and Hamas, and it's just, too hard to pick them apart, so we're just going to bomb it all to the ground. The Israeli people need to realize that they're in an abusive relationship with their government, and they need to turn their weapons on the people who are also oppressing them, which is your fucking government. Netanyahu is a psychopath. If you listen to the things he say, they come straight out of the narcissist's handbook. You know who else talks like that? Trump. I am in no favor of our government. I think it's insane that we have zombie, half embalmed people on podiums talking. Old people are notoriously stubborn and very hard to teach. The world is new. I don't need old people making laws or rules for the betterment of a future when A, you're not going to be here, and B, you refuse to even be a part of the future. You're living in an antiquated past. Great, wonderful. Do that in the comfort of your own home, not on a public stage in one of the most powerful countries in the world. Bibi put a hit on his own people in order to justify a genocide. because I want to live there and you live there and that's mine, because that's what it fucking sounds like, and I don't know why no one is mocking him in that exact tone to his fucking face. Also, not everybody is a warmongering fuckhead. So I think it's really unfair that our tax dollars go to fund any part of the military industrial complex or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm opting out of that. I think we all need to opt out of that. Like, we're no longer paying taxes until we fucking see receipts. Because you're putting me in a moral conflict that I didn't ask to be in. I need to know where that money is going. Because if you're going to fund wars, I am no longer paying fucking taxes. If it's going to fund for-profit prisons, I am no longer paying taxes. And everybody needs to start doing that. Also, when you go to a register of a store, you pay the price before a fucking tax. Don't hand them a cent more. Fight me. Call the cops. If everybody does this, they're not going to get away with it. So that's like a whole separate thing. But all of this war comes down to control. You can't put people in power who are obsessed with control, because there is such a thin line when it comes to power. You either become an evil supervillain from like a comic book, or you become the physical human modern day embodiment of Jesus. And we haven't seen that yet. Because it seems to be that all the people in power have a mommy and daddy wound that they have refused to acknowledge. And then we bolster that behavior. Do you ever listen to like heads of government talk? Because most of them sound like narcopaths. There's no vetting. There's no vetting before you put these people in control of the world. Like, I need to know the relationship you had with your mom and your dad. I need to know how you treat your wife, your children, your husband, whatever. I need to know these things. I need to psychologically evaluate you before you have control over the planet. Because the people who are in control of our planet currently are psychopaths. Psychopaths. I do not want to engage. I'm not going to engage. We all need to disengage. Stop fighting these insane, angry, confused, and unintelligent men's wars.